next concept, that is discrete time sequence. Discrete time sequence, that is DTS. We are dividing the signal into discrete time. That time has some sequence. You have to follow that sequence. For instance, a continuous signal x of t is represented as a cos 2 pi ft. A cos 2 pi ft. This t is continuous in nature, has to be made in discontinuous in nature. That means this t has to be discontinuous in nature with proper sampling interval, that is t. T yields a proper sampling interval. With this t, we are going to write this t changes to n into t, n into capital T. With this, I can write x of nt, that is equal to a cos 2 pi f n t, a cos 2 pi f n t. For simplicity, I can write this x of nt on LHS equal to x of n, discrete time interval x of n. Then I can write x of n is equal to a cos 2 pi f n t, a cos 2 pi f n t. Further, I can write this equation in terms of sampling frequency, because I know that t is equal to 1 by fs and theta is equal to 2 pi ft. I can write x of n, which is equal to a cos 2 pi f n t, that is equal to a cos 2 pi f n by fs, and that is equal to a cos theta n, a cos theta n. The quantity theta n, what you are getting here is digital frequency. Theta is, this quantity theta is digital frequency, and it varies from 0 to pi radians. Varies from 0 to pi radians, whereas an analog frequency, which is 0 to fs, it varies from 0 to fs hertz. Analog frequency is represented in terms of hertz, whereas digital frequency is represented in terms of radians. This equation x of n is for the purpose of sinusoidal sequence. If we consider exponential sequence in complex digital system, then p of n will take a value of e power j 2 pi n by n, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, etc. Where n is equal to -1, 0, 1, 2, etc. This is for exponential sequence and this is for sinusoidal sequence. Now let us try to understand the term periodic sequence. Periodic sequence. After understanding discrete time sequence, let us try to understand periodic sequence. A sequence which repeats is called as periodic sequence. How to generate periodic sequence? The periodic sequence results from sampling periodic signals. Periodic signals are the result of sampling periodic signals, and also following a condition. It must satisfy a condition, that is x of n is equal to x of n plus n. X of n plus n. It should satisfy this condition. X of n is equal to x of n plus n to be a periodic in nature. After understanding the periodic sequence, let us proceed further to know what is DFT and FFT. In DFT and FFT, we find FT as the common factor, that is Fourier transformation. Fourier transformation. The discrete Fourier transformation is used for the purpose of converting or transforming a time domain sequence x of n to the frequency domain x of k sequence. X of n sequence, which is in time domain, and this sequence is in frequency domain. What happens if you perform the inverse of this operation? That is simply called as IDFT. IDFT, that is inverse discrete Fourier transform. What happens here? Here the x of k sequence is converted to x of n sequence. X of k sequence is converted to x of n sequence. Now let us write the DFT pair equation. That is 1 by t of summation k is equal to 0 to n minus 1 x of k into e power j 2 pi nk by n, where k is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3 to n minus 1, where n is equal to 0, 1, 2, 3. This one. This is the simple DFT pair equation. After understanding the DFT pair equation, now let us try to understand the next concept, that is FFT. FFT. Here the letter F, first F, stands for fast. Fast Fourier transformation. Fast Fourier transformation. If you are studying FFT after DFT, that means the concept of DFT. That means in the DFT we have involved lot of complex multiplication operation. That involves many complex multiplication operation. That operation was little bit slow. The complex multiplication process computation time required to do so is slow. In order to make it fast, or in order to increase the computational speed, we are going to think about FFT for fast computation. FFT for fast computation. Because we know that in ALU multiplication requires more time compared to other operations. In order to understand, or in order to justify our answer that FFT computation time is much greater than DFT computation time, let us take an example of a table of DFT multiplies to FFT multiplies at the last column. For a value n is equal to 2, the DFT computation is the number of complex multiplication with respect to DFT required is 4. It takes 4, whereas FFT takes only 1. How this value 4 came? With the formula, DFT computation requires n square. For DFT, the number of complex multipliers required is given by n square. For FFT, the number of complex multiplier given by n by 2 log n to the base 2. With this formula, for DFT it requires n square complex multipliers. For FFT it requires n by 2 log n to the base 2 number of complex multipliers. With this logarithmic nature, FF log, one may come to the conclusion that for smaller values of n, like 2, 4, so on, what you observe is here, it doesn't matter whether you use DFT, the DFT to FFT ratio is 4.0, here also 4.0. For smaller values of n, it doesn't matter whether you use DFT or FFT. If you choose any of the tool, you are going to get the same answer. But as the value of n goes on increases, then it is necessary to choose FFT rather than choosing DFT, because as the value of n goes or increases further, this ratio is not constant. This ratio is increasing. This value is comparatively less compared to the value which you are going to get using DFT. 32, 256. Almost 8 times lesser time. Almost 8 times we have saved the complex multiplication. Here almost 21 times we have reduced. Like this it goes on. This is the reason why we are going to involve FFT also in DSP processor. Our idea is to get the result in limited amount of time. You have to increase the computational efficiency or computational accuracy along with increasing the speed of the processor.